Everybody, it's Mark Kalachi here, your local Austin realtor serving Travis and Williamson counties. And in this quick video, I wanted to go briefly through, you heard me mention it in the realtor and client obligations video. It's the residential buyer tenant representation agreement. Before we can begin working together, I know you're excited about finding your house. I am too. I can't wait to help you. But before we can officially begin working together and I can show you houses and help you with contracts and putting offers on houses and guiding you through the whole process, inspections, walkthroughs, dealing with title companies, lenders, escrow officers, all of that comes with it. We have to begin our working relationship together. It's kind of like establishing a temporary marriage, a wonderful temporary marriage of sorts. And it's just a working agreement. That's all this is. This lays out formally who is a part of this transaction. You, the client right here on page one, and my broker, myself, would be representing you. And we're going to help you in the market area that you're looking for a house in. We're going to establish how long we plan to work together. I generally ask for 6 months. 6 months is more than enough time from the time you start looking for homes to the time you put an offer on a home and to the time we close on the home. That's when the home officially becomes yours. And that's generally what I ask of clients, that we establish our working relationship for 6 months. If we need to extend it, we can do that. If we need to shorten it, we can do that too. But 6 months is pretty common for how we like to do things. And my broker and I, we're going to make sure that we're giving everything to you. We're pouring ourselves into you, finding you houses, showing you houses, writing up contracts, answering any questions you have. And your obligation as a client is to make sure that you're working exclusively through this brokerage, no one else. You may have other realtors contact you once we begin working together. Just think of it as like you were represented by an attorney. If someone contacted you and asked you questions, what would you say? You'd say, talk to my attorney. Similar concept here. When someone else is contacting you, asking you about houses or what houses you're looking at, if they're another realtor, you say, I'm represented already. I've signed a representation agreement. I'm working with another realtor. Here's his name. Sorry, can't talk to you. I've agreed to exclusively work through one broker. And basically what I want to, and I can give you a copy of this. In fact, I will, because before we start working together, you will have this and we can go over it more in detail in person. But I wanted to point out your obligations here. The broker fees. A lot of people think that realtors work for free. For whatever reason, I don't understand why someone will start working with multiple realtors at once. And you shouldn't be doing that. And here's why. Because at the end of the day, which realtor is going to get paid? You've got, if you were working for a boss or something, and I don't know, whatever your job may be, you're working for them and someone else was doing the same job you were doing. And then at the end of the day, your boss said, well, which one am I supposed to pay? You wouldn't really like that, would you? And no, realtors don't either. And it's not right for people to have to fight over who helped the client. And that's why we have this form to establish right from the get-go what realtor is working with what client, what brokerage is going to get paid for their efforts through this transaction and for representing the client. So you as the client are going to be paying my broker 3% of the final sales price of the transaction. Now, either you are going to pay that 3% if the seller does not. So here's the source of the commission payment. The broker is going to seek to obtain payment of the commission specified in this contract from the seller, the landlord, the agent, or the builder. If such person refuses or fails to pay the broker the amount specified, the client, you, will be paying the broker the 3%. Now, here's what you need to know. You are obligated to pay 3%, but you are 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, you will not. And here's why. Because every seller of a house is aware that they are going to cover the 3%. But here's what you need to do. If we're working together, if you fail to tell any seller or any builder who is your realtor and they do not pay us, then guess where we have to procure that payment from? From you. So very, very important that if I show you houses, or if you went to an open house, or you went to a builder, and we started working together, you must tell them who your realtor is and who they will be paying. Because if they do not pay us, you will be paying us. All you have to do is remind a seller or builder, whoever you're buying a house from, if you happen to be there without me for whatever reason, and it happens. I have clients who I'm working with, I show them houses, and they go out to an open house one day and don't tell me. And even though I tell them, please tell me, I'm glad to meet you there. For whatever reason, if you went to see a house without me and went under contract without me, just remember, we're going to get paid the 3%. And if you fail to tell the seller to pay us that 3%, then you're going to be paying the 3%. So please do not forget to tell the seller, oh, yeah, by the way, Mark Kalachi is my realtor. You need to pay his brokers with 3%. You get that out of the way right away, because you don't want to have to pay that 3%, and you will have to if you fail to inform them. So there won't be any additional compensation. Again, if you're buying a new build, 3% of the sales price is what needs to be paid, either by you or the seller. Make sure you tell the seller they need to be the ones paying it. Mediation, information about brokerage services. I'm going to give you that form that tells you what brokerage I work for. If you have any questions, again, just standard contract information here, which I'll give you a copy of this, let you read through it. I'm not going to go through every line by line item in here. You can consult an attorney. I cannot give you legal advice. My broker cannot give you legal advice. We will just sign at the end of the contract, and that's it. We're going to be officially working together. So your only objective here is to be loyal. Once we start working together, you work exclusively with me and my brokerage, my team. You will not have to pay us as long as you're loyal to us and make sure the seller pays us. Otherwise, you will have to pay, let's say that, and this has happened too. I've had clients where a seller's only paid 2%. Well, my clients had to pay the other 1%. It's a rare thing. And you want, again, you can always find out before purchasing the house, well, how much is the seller paying? Are they going to pay the full 3% so I don't have to? And they'll tell you. And generally, like I said, 99.9% of the time, you're not going to have to pay a single thing. But I'm just telling you this because it's unfortunate that a lot of people forget the realtor in the process, even though the realtor has not forgotten you and has not stopped helping you. If you do a job and you work hard for somebody, you expect to get paid, and that's only right. And it's the same here. We're doing work for you. We're stressing for you. We're helping for you, helping you out, showing you houses. We're doing everything for you. We'll answer your calls all times a day. We will do it all, and we will help you and guide you, but you cannot fail to make sure that we are compensated, because no one likes working for free. It's not right. I wouldn't expect you to work for free, and you should not expect someone else to work for free either. So thank you for taking a minute to watch this video and understand it. Before we start working together, let's go through this agreement in person, and we'll sign and get started. Thank you so much.